Hi, and welcome to the YieldMax 100 Share Challenge. This series is dedicated to see what would happen if you had purchased 100 shares of each of the YieldMax ETFs in groups A, B, C, and D starting in December of 2024. This week we are on Group D, payment number 5. So let's see where we're standing. AIYY is at 132.52 shares. 795 average price, 468 current. AMZY 117.02 shares, 1874 average price, 1610 current. APLY is at 114.28, 1785 average, 1352 current. DISO is 113.79, 1655 average, 1422 current. Misty 145.52 shares, 2721 is the average price, and we are at 2372 current. SMCY is up to 146.1, so that's the winner of this group. 2514 is the average, and 20.7 is the current. Winter is at 100. This is wrong. The tracker did not calculate this past dividend, so I'll show you that in the Google Sheets. But the price started at $52.97. We're down to $36.82, so that took a pretty serious drop, as you can see. XYZY, which used to be SQY, I believe, they changed their name. The underlying changed its name, so they changed theirs to follow. 122.59. We have a 1764 average and a 961 current, and YQQQ is at 112.36, 1721 average, and 1488. So that's the quick view. Let's go to the Google Sheets and get a better breakdown of this. So AIYY, we're up to the 132.52. The current price is $458 with the starting price of $874, so we've lost $416 a share, and you can see we're down $267.06 total. The dividends have been fairly consistent on this one, so that's a good. Let's see if we can how long this lasts, because it's kind of nice to find a dividend payment that's steady. You can make plans with it. The dividend received this one was $40.16, so we made $179.33 is what it went up. We have a 20.52 return with drip, and this is without drip. If you had just kept this money, you'd see you'd be getting that $30-ish monthly payment, and that would be up to $18.58 without. AMZY is 117 shares. This one's not growing super fast, even though we did have a good payment this month. We're at $15.30 from $19.12, so we've lost $3.82 a share, lost $121.59 of initial investment. There's your 79. We have made $282 total in dividends with drip at a $14.79 return, and $266.74, so $13.95. Aptly, 114, not growing fast. We've lost $549, and we've lost $365.09 in investment start. We did have a good payment on this one also. Last month was a good month for Group D, it seems like. We had some decent payments across the board on most of them. 204, so this has only returned 11% and 10%. So this one is not, you can see it's had those 30, so this was twice what it normally gets. So that one's not growing, but 30-cent dividend a month could be useful if you're applying it properly. DISO is 113.79. 1390 the current. We're down 296, but you can see this one it had the consistency, then it had the big 2 month or two consecutive drops, and then actually we did a good. It recovered more than to past its value, so it did real good for the month. We're only down 104.32 off the investment. You can see that 52.91 dividend payment was pretty good. We had a 45 up here, so that was $58. And we are at 11.07 return with drip and 11.41 without. Misty, usually is the winner. As you can see, we're up to 145 shares. So the number of shares on Misty has really started to grow. And if you're getting these incredible 237 payments, that number can really explode quickly. Let's see. This one did start at around $30 initially, and we're down to $23.52. As you can see, we've had a recovery from the last 2 months. So we're above 2 months ago, so that's good. We are at $34.22, so we have made $475.63 in returns on this one. Like I said, we had the 237.34, so that was a good payment, which gave us $313 for total dividends. House with drip, we're up to over $1,000 finally. $36.81 return after 5 payments. Without drip, you would have pocketed $938.73, and you're up to $31.85 of return. SMCY has also been a good runner as far as growing stocks, but not holding its value. We are up to 146.10. Current price $16.82 off the 26.71. So we've lost almost $10 a share. And this is down $213.60 off the initial investment. The last dividend was in line. As you can see, it's started to step down, but its underlying is actually doing good for the last couple of weeks, so the next payment might be a little better. We got a dividend of $1.90, so we're up to $37.49 with drip. No drip, it was the $141.28, and of course we're at $32.57. XYZY up to 122 shares, way down in price, down to $847 or $874. So we've lost $10.12 off our initial starting price, and we've lost $814.56 off the initial investment. The dividend payment, 60, 50, 50, 40, 41. So this one has been dropping. As you can see, oh, yes, it is SQY. I left that in there so I could remember what the old name was. Yeah, this one's been dropping, so I'm not sure how this one's going to keep going. Maybe we'll see. 14.57 return and 13.61, so not very impressive. YQQQ, 112 shares. So this one hasn't grown much, but the price has remained fairly steady. We did have this month where we're now down $1.48. As you can see, last month it was only a little bit down, and 2 payments ago was actually still up. We are up overall. Actually, we're about even, $47.29. You can see the payments, the last 3 have been decent compared to the earlier ones. So we're at $43.57, $11.91 return on investment, and $11.37. So these two are close because it's not growing very fast. Here's the winter. It did pay. I don't know why the tracker didn't pick up the payment. It paid $2.71 a share. As you can see, it had a massive decay in the share price. It's down $16.02 a share. We're up to 107 shares. Hopefully the div tracker catches up with this by the next payment, so I don't have to keep going on the internet and plugging everything in. Yeah, but it's 5% in one payment, so that's not bad. But like I said, these ones that start at the higher price, they pay the big dividends early, and then they seem to have a tendency to fall quickly, and this one is following that trend. So that's Group D. Like I said, as far as next week, we'll be at Group A. I haven't covered the weeklies. I don't really do those. As you can see, these have not held their value. The only one that's close is YieldMax. It's only down 87.30. It is getting up there in shares, so this will be interesting to follow these maybe a year out when these shares start getting, closer to double, or, maybe even 150%. Because it's going to pay a $22 annual dividend, so we'll see. I did get this one going. Debt sucks. This is my DoorDash, where these 4 funds, I actually own these in real money. This is my account, and as you can see, crash or up to 539. GDXY, we got 0.05 shares. Misty, we got 0.81 off 8 shares, so that wasn't bad. SMCY, we're at 0.34 off 4 shares. I can pull up the sheet real quick. Should have had this up, sorry. But I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to have the div tracker. And this is, I would have made 28.17. So 28.18 rounded. This is for the series. If you had used DoorDash, I'm investing the money in these funds from DoorDash, and I'm going to see how fast I can get this number to be consistently high enough to make a debt accelerator payment on my debt snowball. If you're interested in that, you'll see a link pop up to the snowball calculator. It's a free download. I have a video on how to get that, and you can set that up yourself. And if you're interested in debt payoff and budgeting, that website, the Vertex, has a really good set of downloadable Google Sheets and Excel spreadsheets that you can use for your household budget and paying off debt. And that's the video for this week. We'll be on first payment of Group A for payment 6 in the next video. If you could do me a favor, hit like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. Thank you so much. Have a good day.